Woo! Okay. What's today? It's August 27th, 2017. It's a regular guy podcast. It's me, Javon. Just saying hello. Just dropping in. It's been a while. Sorta. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just gonna hop into it. I got stuff I gotta do. I gotta leave the house soon. Thank you for listening. Before I get started, huge shout out to the We Ain't Shit podcast with the homie AJ and Eric. When you got time, you better head over to SoundCloud. Look for them. They got some good shit. It's a good ass podcast. Hella funny. Check them out. But anyways, man, I hope you guys saw that Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight, because I saw it. I watched it. It was me and a group of guys. We had our fantasy football draft, and then we ordered the fight. And, I mean, the undercards were cool. I don't really know too much about boxing anymore. I didn't know too much about boxing to begin with, except, like, you know, big names like Canelo, Triple G, Manny Pacquiao, Mayweather, those guys. Back when Hatton was cool before he was getting knocked out. You know, stuff like that. Tyson Fury and those guys. But I don't really know too much about boxing. So those undercards, they're good to watch. But I just was like, I don't know who I'm watching. I'm just watching guys fight. But, you know, I'm a bigger MMA fan right now. So it was really great to see that. It was a spectacle in my eyes because, I mean, you got Conor McGregor, who just flew up the ranks of MMA. His boxing, in MMA boxing, his boxing is superb. Now, professional boxing is totally different. I mean, that's all you got to focus on is your hands and head movement, feet movement, stuff like that. Whereas in MMA, there's more stuff you have to worry about, such as takedowns, kicks, stuff like that. So I know a great boxer in MMA, it's going to be a little different versus a great boxer in boxing because, I mean, it's different focuses you got to worry about, you know? So I already expected Floyd to win. Right? But then there's other people talking about, oh, you know, Floyd's going to knock him out. And I'm like, maybe. It's possible. But Floyd's not a knockout kind of a fighter like that. Not anymore, at least. Maybe if Conor fought a young Floyd, you know, I think Conor McGregor would have got murked. But either way, 40-year-old Floyd Mayweather, he still did his thing. I like that fight because he was the aggressor towards the end, towards the finishing rounds, before he finished them off. Spoiler alert, if you guys haven't seen the fight. I mean, fuck, it's all over the internet anyways. Yeah, in the beginning, you know, what Floyd does, he fills you out. He downloads your style. He figures out your reach. How far is your hands going? Okay, how much distance do I have? Things like that. Okay, what's your rhythm? What's your style of fighting? What's your pattern? And then after that, I mean, what was crazy is that the point system now wasn't official. It was the unofficial score. They had Conor, I think, winning a few rounds, and I'm like, that, okay, whatever. You can have him win. Because, I mean, Floyd wasn't really doing a whole lot in the beginning. But then towards the end, you know, you saw Conor he's getting tired. He was getting gassed. And then Floyd Mayweather took advantage of it, went after him, and then that's it. Got him to stumble. They called it the TKO. Me, personally, the ref should just let him get knocked out. Okay, call it good. Just because it will stop any conversation about, well, what if he got up after fucking 7 count and came back and won, blah, blah, blah. Like, any of that conversation, any of that, just dead it. He should have just let him get knocked out, whatever, called it good. But then again, Conor wasn't really protecting himself. He was kind of just trying to run backward and get stable, but Floyd just kept coming for him. So, I mean, I really enjoyed watching that fight. I mean, Floyd Mayweather didn't come through and take my money like he did when he fought Manny Pacquiao. That fight was boring as hell, but he knew it was boring as hell, so he gave the fans, so they tried to give the fans what they wanted, and I mean, I think it was a good show. So, and then after that, man, we went out. We tried to go to some bar. We were out in freaking Lake Stevens, Washington. For those of you who don't know where that's at, that's like far up north past Seattle and all that stuff. So it's a weird, a lot of development neighborhoods up there. So we went to some bar, tried to, but it was looking really sketchy inside. So we were like, nah. So we went to the freaking Tulalip Casino. I stopped gambling a while ago just because I was just kind of like, I was tired of the ups and downs of it. And plus the tables were full anyways. So I went to the slots, lost $20. Then we went to the bar and just chilled and stuff. So it was a good time with me and the boys, you know. Saturdays are for the boys, obviously. So we did that, and yeah. So what I've been doing, what have I been up to? Because whenever I don't podcast, I had to stretch a little bit. My bad. Whenever I don't podcast, it's because I get stupid busy. I had a festival at the beginning of this month. What day was it? I think I podcasted that day still though, or like around it. But I had a festival on August 12th at Wright Park in Tacoma. It was a music and arts festival, which was pretty cool. I liked it. It's one of those festivals. It's still pretty fresh. It has what's that word? Potential to, growing to be a little bigger. Like the bigger festival I do is Art on the Ave, where they shut down 6th Avenue, and it gets wild. I mean, it's a huge event. They got like 3 stages. A whole lot of vendors, a whole lot of artists, a whole lot of people doing live artwork. It's pretty dope. And then, so there's music and arts at Wright Park. It was a smaller situation, but it was still a good time. They had a few bands come out, do their thing and whatnot. So it was cool. And then the weekend after that, I did the Seattle Tattoo Expo. I did that for 3 days, from August 18th to the 20th. I was out in Seattle with my booth selling T-shirts and photographs. And that was, to me, a great expo. I fell in love with tattoos again. Like, I got my first tattoo in an apartment when I was like 17. I got one on my arm. And I mean, it was cool. And then after that, when I turned 18, I got like 3 more, like just really stupid apartment tattoos. And then I got one more tattoo at a friend's house. And then after that, I was like, all right, I got to stop getting tattoos in people's houses because the shit gets weird. It's not weird, but it's just not. There's too much of a high margin of error. And like, no offense to guys that do ink from their homes, but it's just, the quality just seems a lot different than somebody that's actually in a studio doing their thing. So I was at the expo. I gotta make sure I'm still recording as I'm doing this. Yep, perfect. I was at the expo, and I was just walking around. I left my booth for a little bit, took a little break, because when you're your own boss for the day, you can do whatever you want. So I left my booth for about a few minutes, got a hot dog, and then I walked. Well, I didn't walk around the tattooing with my hot dog because that's just rude. But I went out and walked out there, and there's you see a lot of artists doing their thing, and what was cool was that there's a lot of people that were there's a lot of artists from like California, by local guys. I want to say I saw somebody out from like Montana, and it was great. And so I walked by this guy's booth from a spot in Olympia called Lo and Behold Tattoo. I looked through their book, and it was I like their stuff because they did a lot of traditional work. There's tattoos. There's a few dozen styles of tattoos, and what's been catching my eye lately is traditional art. And it's hard to explain through a podcast. You actually have to see it. So I mean, when you have a chance, just look up different styles of tattoo. Look up traditional. Traditional to me, I like because it's like the easiest style of tattooing, where the ink and the work will just hold up for years, just because it's just kind of just more simple. versus doing all this crazy shit that you see on Instagram and stuff like that. Like there's only a few people that I follow on Instagram that do tattoos that aren't like traditional styles, such as this dude, I think his name's Nico Hurtado. He just did if you're a big Instagram person, you see, The Rock. He went and saw that dude and got his arm tattooed, got that new bull, and that dude's work is freaking impeccable. Like I've been following this guy for like the last maybe 3 years or so, and art tattoos like that are cool, but I mean, you have to go to the right artist for that if you want something that's gonna hold over time and be like on point. And so that's why, I mean, obviously he's one of those guys that are booked out, and if you're going to try and book him for a tattoo, you're going to be paying a pretty penny for it because it ain't going to be no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, so I saw these guys at Lo and Behold, great dudes. I went through their book because I think it's easier if you're at an expo. If they have a book on site that has ready to go tattoos that are already flashed and, ready to go, just go ahead and do that. Makes it a way more simple transaction. So I was just looking through their book, and I was like, I got a lot of words tattooed, so I just wanted to try and start getting away from that. It's kind of hard, but because I'm just I like words, but I'm trying to get into more pictures and shit. So this dude had a dragon, right? And I'm like, man, this shit's kind of cool. I've been wanting to get my shoulders filled up. And I don't really like sleeves. I like sleeves, but I think it takes too much work for a sleeve. And I feel like there's too much detail that's needed for a sleeve to actually work. And then with tattoos, for me, it's based off of how I'm feeling like in this season. So I guess it's a style of tattooing or a pattern called like stickers, where you just get like something here, something there, but like I'm never planning on to collage anything. I just want to try and fit shit wherever I have room and call it a day. So anyways, dude had a sticker, he had a tattoo ready to go, a little dragon, traditional style, and I got that done. And man, let me tell you, dog, like the lines and the shade, it was incredible, man. It was incredible work, and just going through that made me like I love tattoos, man. So like the goal now is I want to do the expo annually. So every year I want to do it, even though it costs a lot, but I like it. It's a good environment. Sorry if my throat sounds crazy. But my voice, I don't know. Anyways, but what was crazy is that everybody was there for tattoos. So I think that's also a deciding factor on why I was like, damn, I want to get a tattoo today. And so I said, fuck it, got a tattoo. I think I was there maybe an hour and some change. And then that was it. It's still healing. So, but it's almost done healing. And then I was just like, damn, I want to get another tattoo. So I had my friend. I got a friend. She lives currently in LA, but she'll come up every few weeks to visit, because LA to Seattle plane tickets are cheap as fuck, like $100 and something if you catch the right flight. And she came up to visit, and she was like, "Damn, I want to get a tattoo, because I got this family stuff going on, and I want to get something that represents that." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I want to get one too." Just like there was a phrase that's been in my mind for like the last 3 years or so, just because of the way I kind of go against the grain in regards to like relationships and shit like that, and what society wants us to do in regards to falling in love and getting married and having kids and shit. And it's like, that stuff's cool. I get reminded of it every day because of my parents, but at the same time, it's like I kind of just want to, I want to build my own boat, and I want to drive that motherfucker wherever I want to go. So, yeah. So I got a tattoo done to represent, my seasons that I'm in right now. And we went to the Olympia Tattoo Company down in Olympia. I like Olympia a lot. It's a weird ass place. Although it's Washington State's capital. It's a weird city. So if you ever have a chance, go check it out. It's fun. Nightlife is really small, low key and local, but I like it out there. I wouldn't live out there, but I like visiting though. I went to school out there, so. So yeah, we went out there last minute. They're about to close in an hour. She goes in, tells them what she wants, and they're like, we think we can do that. So they had a guy that wasn't really doing anything. And then I had a guy that wasn't really doing anything. And then he came in, helped me out, helped me redesign the idea that I had, made the tattoo come out way better than what I was going to fucking do. And everybody was happy. So we was in and out in maybe 45 minutes to an hour. It was great. I like walk-in tattoos. I don't really get big tattoos. Eventually I want to get huge ass tattoos, but I want to wait until I get married or something because I want to get a big back piece. And I'm thinking fuck, who's going to lotion my back? I'm not going to have my mom do it. I'm not going to have my fucking friends do it. So, maybe because I'll celebrate that season with some ink, with a crazy back piece. That's the goal, Well, yeah, man, I ran into some crazy cool, some decent people out there at the Expo. That's what I like. One thing I've always realized is that, tattoos in the past always had a bad rap, shit like that. But overall, there's some good people that do tattoos. I ran into a guy, he tattoos out of Seattle. I forget the name. It was a long name, so my bad if I forgot it. But he'll fly up here, back and forth between LA and Seattle doing tattoos, because he tattoos out of 2 locations. And we had a cool conversation, man. Because he asked me what the brand represent. The clothing brand, for you that may not know, it's called ArcheeBlanco. Arch is one half of Archibald, which is my great raised them all, basically, man. With the help of the older kids and, shit like that, and maybe his wife and stuff. And the reason why, he was a part of the naming process is because it kind of represented me. Almost. I like to be busy. I like to do a lot of things. I like to feel like I'm more than just one dimensional. The number one thing I don't want to ever do is just work a 9 to 5 and go home and just try to survive. And the story of him having, raising 20 kids, being a sharecropper, busting his ass probably 7 days a week, 365 days a year, unless it snowed. It made me feel like, I don't want to just be on this earth working this boring ass job, go home, go to sleep. I want to do everything, or at least try to. I want to try different things. I want to figure out the things that I'm decent at and just kind of go after it. What I like about the festival is that I have time to actually sit and think, write down my thoughts. I've been talking about this on a podcast, on a freaking podcast basis, where I'm just I'm gonna start writing again and start performing my poetry and getting into other things that involves writing, because I'm decent at writing and I actually like writing. I like getting my ideas and my thoughts across on paper, even on podcasting. Podcasting helps me figure out my voice, figure out what the fuck I'm thinking about, things like that. And feedback is cool too. People, friends that I, grew up with, or, people that I'm, run into in life, they listen to the podcast and they say, oh, the podcast is pretty cool. I'm just like, okay, it's good feedback, Although I sometimes feel like I'm talking in circles, but whatever. But anyways, so I was talking to this guy that does tattoos, and I told him what the brand represented, and I was like, it's kind of like a positive thing where you want to just try your best in life, and then this is just what you do, and just be as the greatest you want to be, and try everything that you've always wanted to try in life, and not ever, feel like you sold yourself short. And then he looked at me and was like, dog, I fucks with that. And I was like, yeah, man, that's how you got one life to live, homie. And he was like, hell yeah, you do. And it's just I really, what he was saying was I really like seeing the positive in life. Life is too short to dwell on bullshit. And that's literally what the conversation was about. Life is too short to dwell on negativity and bullshit. So, we were talking about how you want to surround yourself with positive energy. You don't ever want to get down on yourself when, shit's not going right. And you got to understand at the end of the day, when you go to bed, you done your best. Never sold yourself short. You tried something new. You learned something new. Or you taught somebody else something, And that's what I took from that conversation. And then overall, like, tattoos are fucking, I love tattoos. So I literally got 2 little tattoos done in the span of 1 week just because of this damn Expo kind of reigniting my infatuation with ink on the body. It's a weird process. I mean, even my mom wants to get a tattoo done. So we're gonna probably, I think before I go to Chicago, I think I'm going to set up an appointment for her and I to at least get something drawn up because she has an idea and I'm with it. So I also want to get some shit covered. I got a tattoo when I was 17. Fucking bullshit tattoo that, it obviously expressed the deep thoughts that I have on shit, but it's a terrible tattoo. So I'm going to definitely get it covered when I figure out how I'm going to do it and who can do it. So anyways, that's another story for another day. But Tattoo Expo is cool, man. So anybody out there that's been talking about, I want to get a tattoo, but I'm scared or whatever, just gotta go and consult with somebody that does tattoos. Tell them your concerns, because a lot of these guys that are in these studios, they're willing to talk, have conversation, figure out what it is that you're afraid of or what you're trying to do, what's your budget looking like, because they have rates, but some of them, they'll work with you. So it's cool. Or you could be a person that's totally against putting tattoos on your body, and that's cool too. But my whole thing is, don't judge anybody that has tattoos. The only thing I have a weird thing with is face tattoos, just because this is my key identifier is my fucking face, and like the last thing I want to do is put ink on it. So, if you do it, that's all good. I'm not tripping. I think that shit's fucking dope. But for me, I'm just like, I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it, because it's like, this is a key identifier of me, and I want to keep this the way it is. Don't want to fuck with it, and call it a day. So, anyways, yeah, I gotta leave here soon, but I'm not gonna be like, dip out of here in a fucking 20-minute podcast. That's rude as hell. But so yeah, Tattoo Expo was fun. What else, man? What else, dog? I gotta put my notes up. I like silver jewelry more than gold jewelry. Random thought. I bought some silver chains just because a lot of my friends have gold chains and shit. And I'm like, that's cool and stuff, but my whole thing is, I don't want to do, since maybe I was in 4th grade, I've never wanted to do anything that the majority was doing. No offense to them or anything, you know what I mean? I love my squad. I like people that do their own thing and just live life. But I'm not gonna do a trend. My goal is to never be a part of a trend. And you can podcast, and you can say this is a trend because everybody has a fucking podcast, it seems like. But at the same time, everybody deserves to share their voice. So that's my reason. But I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, man, silver jewelry is kind of cool. And it's inexpensive, and it's not too flashy. I'm not a flashy person. Like, my tattoos, they're all under my t-shirt. Like, I'll go into a tattoo a tattoo parlor, and, obviously I'm asking all these questions and shit, and I bet you, probably the first they see me, like, oh, look at this, look at this freaking noob. Look at this newbie. Look at this rookie. Thinking he just come in here and talk like he knows what he's talking about, but he don't got no damn tattoos. Like, oh, obviously he's one of these know-it-all guys. And I like that. Like, what I like the most is that all my tattoos are hidden. I take my shirt off. It's a totally different situation. And it's a conversation piece when I'm when I'm somewhere, just because it's something I don't really even talk about because you can't see it. So I'm not going to be like, yeah, man, I got these cool tattoos under my shirt. Like, no, you sound like a fucking weirdo, I'd rather just, I'm at the fucking pool, take my shirt off, got these tattoos, and people are like, oh, shit, I didn't know you had those. I'm like, yeah, Like, oh, well, tell me about him. Or like, well, I'm trying to look at that shit that you got, dog. Tell me about that. Blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. I just like the hidden factor behind it because I feel like it's not, I don't like it as a conversation piece, but I like it as I think what can occur is that you can subconsciously prejudge someone. Not in a negative manner, but like you can definitely subconsciously be like, oh, he got hella tattoos. That motherfucker's crazy. Stuff like that. Whereas, I'm just wearing a t-shirt. You can't tell what the fuck I got. Except if I went swimming today. And then you'd be like, oh, damn. That motherfucker got his nipples tattooed, dog. Something like that. Yeah. I got the Japanese flag on my chest. Although I'm brown skinned, from the age of 0 to like 12, my grandmother, she helped raise me along with my mother and, my dad during the summertime and stuff. And my grandmother, she's from Yokohama, Japan. And when she passed away, I've always was kind of like, I want to kind of be able to, keep the culture with me, keep what she taught me with me, keep, the stories that I have growing up, being raised, going to her house after school every day. She'd make koroke and fucking rice or make ramen and then put her own shit in it. Like, let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell you one thing. There's one trend that's been going around, all these hot pot restaurants. No offense to you, no offense to the restaurants at all. I love that shit. I love these restaurants that got the soups and stuff and they boil them and you got all the meats and the noodles. You can get tofu, all that shit. I love it. I love it all, right? But I don't like these people traveling around going to these places like this shit is new. Like this shit ain't been around for years, dog. Like I've been eating ramen with the red pork, barbecue pork with the green onions, all that with the egg in the motherfucker since I was like 3. Like this ain't nothing new to me. When people talk about, oh, I love pho so much. Pho is so amazing. Like, nah, dog, you ain't never had fucking udon in the middle of winter with some fucking koroke that your grandma hand pressed herself. What I'm saying? I love udon, dog. Like, I feel like if you're talking about pho being amazing, you never had a bowl of Japanese udon, baby. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm telling you, udon is so bomb to me. I love it. What udon is, it's a noodle. It's a really thick noodle, sits in a broth, and it's a really thick noodle. I grew up on that. So, order ramen because it was cheap. Grandma had food stamps. She was doing her thing, living her life. And I was there hanging out. Watch her pray every day. The Buddhist thing. She was Buddhist. It was cool though. I miss that. I miss that the most. I'm 27 now. Still hold her dearly to my heart, along with my other grandmother. She passed away. I think like a year or two later. My dad's mom. She was great. So it's another tattoo I got of them. I got something small to represent them and like 2 other things to kind of. I'm not going to talk about tattoos this whole podcast. I know some of you guys just don't care, but I think, anyways, what was I going to say? I got to put my notes up. I deleted my Facebook for real. Like, this ain't even like a test because I'm like, oh, I'm wasting so much time on this shit. Like, nah, for real, deleted that shit. I'll bring it back when my little sister graduates from college. I'm supposed to go out there in like May, so I'll bring it back for then, post pictures, be on there for like a month and then delete that shit again. Or maybe keep it around for the festival season. But yeah, man, that shit politically, bullshit, nonsense, it just weighs me down. Excuse me. Like I like Twitter. Twitter's cool. I like Instagram. I even deleted my Snapchat for now. I'll bring it back when I go to Chicago, though. But I deleted my Snapchat for now just because I felt like I was on my phone a little too much. And I wanted to focus on writing and focus on just living. I like Instagram. and stuff too, but I'm not going to be like, I'm not one of those people that post on Instagram every fucking day. I at least give it 2 days before I post a picture on Instagram or something. Just because, I'm just not, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be as connected anymore. And people are always going to be like, why did you delete your Facebook? How are you going to keep up with your friends and your family? I'm just like, I have your phone number. You have my phone number. I'm really good. I try to be good. I'm trying to get better at when people that I give a fuck about come across my mind, I just give them a text, text them, say what's up, laugh, whatever. Say, hey, you trying to get beer or, whatever. Be that person that makes the move with your peers. Because, a lot of people, what happens, which my mom has a bad habit of it, she'll be like, they don't call me. So, whatever. And I'm just like, okay, why can't you just do the initiative? My whole thing is, I know when people say like, oh, they don't call me, so why am I putting out all this effort to hang out with them and this, that, and the third? But it's just like people get busy. You come across my mind, I might text you. If I come across your mind, you might not be the person that's going to text or whatever just because you're like, oh, he's probably busy or whatever, Whereas, the relationship, the friendship's still there because if you can hit them up and be like, yo, try to hang out. You coming over to homeboy's house to watch the fight? Yeah, I'll be there. Yep, cool. And then boom, you guys are all y'all in the same place or whatever. And it's like you're having a good time and you're having fun, Whereas, I don't really, if I don't talk to somebody in a long time, and then I see them, I'll try and have a conversation with them and, see what they've been up to, depending on our relationship. They're good friends. There's times, one of my best friends, this fool moved out to Oregon. There's times I won't talk to him for maybe a couple weeks or something. But, I post a fucking picture on Instagram. He's going to like that shit. He posts something cool. I'm going to like that shit because that's my boy still. You know what I'm saying? Whereas some people they take offense to that. Like, oh, I haven't heard from them in 2 weeks, so I don't know what the fuck their problem is. Like, nah, dog. Like, people get busy. We live our lives now. We're grown now, So you have to count on the relationships where you can have a long period of time of not really communicating, and then you guys come back together, and it's like you motherfuckers never left, Like, what was interesting was that I went over to one of my homie's house. This dude cooked like a crazy ass amount of spaghetti. He texted us and he was like, dog, man, I got all this fucking spaghetti. You guys should come through or whatever. Everybody else was busy, but I wasn't really doing shit. So I was like, yeah, I'll come through after work, whatever. He was like, all right, cool. So I went over there and like we had a good talk because I was like, straight up, there was a time where I didn't talk to my friends. We didn't talk to each other for like maybe like almost 2 years. Like, none of us really communicated. It was really strange. And then all of a sudden, motherfuckers start coming back and, like, we start hanging out. And now we're, like, tighter than ever, which I find amazing. So it's kind of, it's weird. Real relationships that matter, they'll matter without even worrying about if you haven't heard from them in a couple weeks. Just because life is life. People get busy. You want to have friends that are busy doing shit. Like, I had friends that don't do shit, and it's kind of like, yeah, cool, like, but we don't really talk, because, they ain't doing shit. Ain't nothing to really talk about, No offense to them, but, I'm the type, I stay fucking busy, and, if you're the type of person that, you can't really hang because you ain't doing shit, and, like, then it's like, I don't know. I really don't know, so... I know I run a lot of my advertising and stuff through Facebook ads, so I had to make a fake account just so I can run it. It's cool. I don't have no fucking friends on it, but I just needed something so I can get my posts and stuff on Instagram because, Instagram is heavily used, so having my advertising on there helps along with Facebook to spread the word of the podcast. So, I don't know. What else, man? McDonald's is underrated, dog. When I was at the Expo, I was really living off of McMuffins and Seattle hot dogs. And that was the greatest time I had in my life. It was amazing. I was in heaven. I wasn't eating a lot, though. I'm 199 right now. 199, 200-ish. So far, since May, I lost about 20 pounds, which is great. So the plan now is to try and get down to 190, and then once I get down to 190, try and shoot down to 180 if it's possible, and then that's that. And I mean, luckily, what makes me want to keep trying to lose weight and just be lighter is just because jiu-jitsu, man. I don't like doing jiu-jitsu at a heavy weight. I like to be able to move, and I felt like I've been moving a lot better since I've been losing more weight. So that's my whole thing. Now, at least, my flexibility and mobility is playing a major role right now because I know I'm getting older. The older you get, man, sometimes you can't move the same. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be able to amplify my movements and be more mobile than I've ever been, you know? And I think since I was 18, I think this is the best. My body is in a good position at this point. I mean, I am not no fucking, physique guy with freaking 9-pack, hanging out, running freaking 8 miles a day, stuff like that. But, I mean, in comparison to when I was 18, the only thing that's really not that great is my freaking endurance, like cardio-wise, just because, just living life, doing too much. I'm not really focusing on running. I hate running, but I can do everything else. So, I don't know. Y'all want some furniture? Because one of my friends is supposed to pick up these damn couches. He ain't picking up these damn couches. I'm working on being a minimalist because I told y'all the plan is when my lease is up, I'm moving to Seattle. Just so I can keep working on other things and just so I could just be out somewhere that has a lot of stuff happening. I want to get into the art scene a little more often, figure out this local shit that's going down. Just because, I mean, Tacoma's cool, man. I love Tacoma a lot, but our art scene is just so small here where, I mean, I'm not in it like that. Well, why don't you just be a part of it then? And then it'll be something great. Like, yeah, I mean, you could, but I mean, Seattle's crazy right now. I'd rather go out to Seattle, learn some shit about that area, and then come back to Tacoma eventually or something to raise some little African kids. I don't know. But, yeah, man. Life is life. Here's one thing. Here's a thought. Because I'm not going to be bullshitting on my podcast anymore. I'm going to keep them short and sweet and try and see if I can make key points. Here's one thing my friends told me a couple weeks ago. Maybe even a week ago. They said, Javon, you try so hard, right? You try so hard to portray that you don't care about what anybody's opinion is, where you end up actually caring. So I thought about it, right? And I was like, first thing I wanted to do was like, nah, that's bullshit. You don't know me. You're not my friend. But no, like seriously, when you think about something, when you try so hard to go against the grain and try and be nonchalant about it, be like, oh, I don't care. And then you try and say, oh, I don't care and act like you don't care. I don't care. I don't, but you actually fucking do. And what I realized is I'm not being true to myself. I do these things because I do care. Like, I want to be different because I kind of do care what people think. You got to care what people think about you. And what I want people to think about me is like, Javon just does what the fuck he wants. Simple as that. And then if there's something that he wants to try and succeed in, he's going to go after it. And if this motherfucker wants to do this, he's going to do it. He's not going to put his heart and soul into it, but he's going to do it enough to where you going to know he's motherfucking doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But I'm at a point now I'm trying to actually dwindle down all the things I enjoy doing and just stick to that. Like lifting weights and shit. When I was doing a powerlifting meet, I liked it. But then I realized I don't like lifting weights as much as I thought I did. This bodybuilding shit ain't for me. Like my back fucking hurts every day, because my lower back's just not an ordinary lower back. It's a piece of shit. So I remember when I was training for the powerlift meet, my lower back was always tight. No matter how much fucking yoga I did, how much standing and walking I did, my lower back was always tight. So after that, I stopped, deadlifting and shit. I mean, I still deadlift, but it's just really light. I'm not doing heavy shit no more. I mean, obviously, you want to get strong, you want to add weight, but I want to keep my strength that I currently have and chill, and just use that and my technique and learn jiu-jitsu. I love jiu-jitsu, dog. Like, I enjoy that shit a lot, and I'm just kind of like, okay, I think I like jiu-jitsu. I like writing poetry and just writing in general. And I just like, I do my 9 to 5. So I'm kind of just figuring out what the fuck it is I enjoy doing and just sticking to that. And then I don't have to fucking go around trying to figure out a bunch of shit I like doing anymore, So, yeah. That's what it is to be a 27-year-old at this point. I get to expunge my criminal record in about a month and some change. I'm going to clap for myself. You know why? Because it's been one hell of a last fucking 5 years, dog. It's a crazy chapter I had during that whole situation. I'm just excited that it's almost on the verge of ending, closing. I mean, it basically closed through some other situations that I'm totally happy for. With the people that are involved, it's amazing. I'm not going to be in too much detail about it. It's just fucking weird. But overall, you just got to be happy for everyone. And so for me, I just kind of use that energy. It's a positive light. You flip over a new leaf, you got more shit happening. Because once I expunge my record, I'll be able to have a lot of weight lifted off my shoulder. I can go to fucking Canada now. You know what I'm saying? I think I can. I think when I got to do more research. If you don't mind, anybody that follows me on Instagram, if you want to let me know. I think an expunged record only means that the police can see what you had, but publicly, they don't fucking know. So I got to see if I can go to Canada with an expunged record. I hope I can. I really want to go to a Canucks game. But anyways, I'm going to leave y'all with that. 41 minutes in. I got to go. I got to get some Mexican food with a friend of mine. I got to shower and wash my little butt cheeks. So with that, I want to say thank you so much for listening to my podcast. Anybody that's, showing support, saying, man, I like what you're doing, Javon. Keep fucking doing it. I'm going to keep doing it. This is the only thing that keeps you alive, man. You don't want to, one thing I'm going to leave here with, you don't want to ever be one-dimensional, because the last thing you want to fucking do is be 50 years old regretting shit that you didn't take a part of. You didn't take chances on shit. You know what I'm saying? You let your fear get the best of you. Don't let your fear get the best of you. Do everything that you wanted to do at least one fucking time, and then go from there. And then that's life. That's it, man. You want to live this life the best way you know how, in a healthy manner. Just everything, man. Mentally, physically, do your best. Don't let nobody hold you down. Don't let nobody else's negativity hold you down. Don't let nobody else's insecurities hold you the fuck down. If somebody around you expressing negative energy because they're insecure about some shit, you got to just be like, yo, we can't do this no more. If you're going to bring me down because you feel like shit, and I'm trying to help you from not feeling like shit, but you still trying to keep making yourself feel like shit, I can't do it. I don't got time for it. Life is too short to be fucking kicking rocks and feeling bad for yourself and trying to act like you're looking for a solution where you're not even trying to do shit about it except live it, and you're not going to try and step up and take control of your shit. Take control of your shit. I'm cussing too much because this is how I really feel, man. Can take control of your life and do the best that you can and surround yourself with people that are on the same fucking page, man. One of my best friends, dog. We didn't talk for a few years. He had his own fucking problems that he was dealing with. He overcame all that shit. He's raising 2 beautiful baby girls. He's getting married next year. That's my motherfucking boy. And all I'm saying is, if you can overcome these negative aspects that come around you in life and do the best you can, because the thing about it is that there's people out there that can help you, but the first thing you got to be able to do is to help yourself. And as soon as you realize that you want to help yourself out this bullshit, then it's breeze in the wind from there. And that's the only thing, man. You want to surround yourself with people that just want to stay out the bullshit and try and better themselves, or have an actual reason to live and have fun, because life is too short. So anyways, you have a good day, good night, or good morning. Thank you for listening to the podcast. And, like any other fucking podcast I record, I lace y'all with some music. So enjoy.
Yeah. Opportunity be knocking. Let motherfucker in. Opportunity be knocking. You gotta let a motherfucker in. I kiss my mother on the cheek, tell her that I love her. You ain't gotta worry about a thing, I got it covered. Why you think I'm out here acting crazy? Why you think I'm out here acting crazy? Why you think I'm out here acting crazy? Ma, you know I'm still your little baby. All my life I was a fuck up, now I pull the truck up. Same bitch stuck up, now she wanna suck us. See me hanging out the window screaming what? No more tough luck, a different cloth is what I'm cut from. Baby, oh my lord, the cops chasing Bronson in the all-white Ford. Shit, I'm on that all-night tour. Bitch, I'm alright, but I'm off that raw. I'm in the road, dancing sauce on the top floor. You would swear I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm not, Lord. Hot hoes, every city that we go singing. Heads high, kill them what they know. All I do is eat oysters and speak 6 languages and 3 voices. It's Adriatic summers on a sailboat. Don't even try to call, I'm not available for nothing. Unless it's stupid paper. How about the Studebaker with Anita Baker? Opportunity be knocking. You gotta let a motherfucker in. I kiss my mother on the cheek, tell her that I love her. You ain't gotta worry about a thing, I got it covered. Why you think I'm out here acting crazy? Why you think I'm out here acting crazy? Why you think I'm out here acting crazy? Ma, you know I'm still your little baby. I feel so alive, I think I shit myself. I should kiss myself. I'm staring at the man inside the mirror. The reflection shows a wolf though. Goddamn, I'm still cute, ho. All my women play the flute. Serve me plates of melon and prosciutto. Left-handed make the fender cry. Count money with a reverent smile, a devil's eye. Half Cherokee and Gemini. Motherfuckers are dumb Pete from Jump Street. And turn your chest plate to lunch meat. I'm in a Humvee, looking like a young me. Now these motherfuckers all wanna be chubby. I switched the season, now their hair's curl. Tan skin, I need a bad girl. Cause James Brown said it's a man's world. In a Trans Am twirl, the burner handle made of pearl. That's just daddy's little girl. Opportunity be knocking. You gotta let a motherfucker in. I kiss my mother on the cheek, tell her that I love her. You ain't gotta worry about a thing, I got it covered. Why you think I'm out here acting crazy? Why you think I'm out here acting crazy? Why you think I'm out here acting crazy? Ma, you know I'm still your little baby. Opportunity be knocking. Let that motherfucker in. Let that bitch in. Opportunity be knocking.